Yo. One day you'll look back realizing you were blooming all along. Don't dim your light because it's shining in their eyes. Let them go blind. I don't care if you get mad at me for not allowing anyone to play with me. Stay mad the rest of your life away from me, baby. I'm not about to be stupid when I know better. Seriously. I know better than to accept certain things that people know that they're doing. And I'm just gonna, like I said, switch directions. Take that as a sign to switch directions and work on myself. And create that distance away. Because that's the best thing to do between you and something that's not for you, is creating that distance. Knowledge and awareness are two things a liar or thief cannot steal. Get you some. Feeling your feelings doesn't kill you. Ignoring them will, slowly. Don't reach out, reach in. Tonight's going to be some confessions. It's a trigger warning. If you can't handle traumatic details, turn this off. It's about depth of mind-altering events with permanent triggers. It's a testimony about my oldest brother and kind of how I created this persona as I got older. I call her Tessa. I actually have told people this is who I am. Created a complete alter ego. My newest one is Camry. Camry is kind of like a Tessa reinvented. She's not as reckless. And it's just because stemming from, it's like parts of yourself that are created from trauma responses that they want to be in control. Because so much of your life, especially if your innocence was stolen in childhood, you create something where you want to be controlled. Now, maybe not everybody, but there's a lot of us that probably understand what I'm talking about. And it's going to be kind of hard to talk about. Like I said, if you can't handle traumatic details of an event, this if you avoid your emotions, you avoid your truth, if you pretend it didn't happen, like, I'm not for you. Because I'm very transparent, and this is why I'm diving into this tonight, because it's part of my recovery and healing process, because I do want this out there. I'm kind of like trying to shine a light for others to just know, and that they're not alone, and that men or women, if your soul has been violated, it was not your fault. It was nothing that you did. And I would say anyway, I'm gonna get into like my first memories of my brother. He was like taught me in the dark. He was just always there in the dark to mess with me. Like, he'd slice up my toys, break my toys, just was really mean to me. And then when we moved, I got a little older. I want to say I was like 6. I can't remember exactly, because I remember when I lived in Illinois, I was 5, turning 6. And he, like, when we were alone, he would like make me sit on his lap and like touch me all over. He would like want to play these games, or he was in jail and he pretended I was his girlfriend, And, like, I didn't understand these games. And I would, like, ask him questions, and he would get mad, and he would, like, make me do it. And I didn't like it, because I could feel his thing on me. And I just didn't like it. I felt comfortable. So when I started fighting back, he, like, upped the punishment, and, like, took me in the bathroom once. And he, made me put his penis in my mouth, and he, like, tried to make me perform oral sex on him. And I'm pretty sure one time I bit his dick, and he stopped doing it. But that didn't stop him from, like, sneaking in my room at night and, like, still trying to, like, feel me up and stuff. Like, he was really weird. He's 8 years older than me. And so if I was 6, he was about 14. And he would just do really horrible things to me, violent things to me. Or, like, one time he held me down in my bed and allowed a garter snake and 2 frogs to crawl all over me while he laughed, while I screamed. He knew I was afraid of the dark because of him, so he would, like, lock me in my room and, like, hold the door closed while I was, like, crying for the door to open because I didn't like the dark. But then, you know, the best thing for me was after that I learned to live in the dark, and I liked it, so I started locking my door. And, like, I'd try to barricade my door, but he always got through the barricades, and, like, I'd try to catch him when he was all drunk. He started drinking at a pretty early age, because he's always been ignorant. He's still a drunk to this day. It's like, you know, I would get over it. I can't get over it. You know what I'm saying? It's made me feel, I still feel, sometimes I struggle with feeling filthy, disgusting, like I don't deserve certain things because I'm tainted, I'm altered. I've cleansed myself, you know. I mean, like I said, it still messes with me today. I don't even like, I just get anxiety when I go into any bathroom to this day. And it definitely has made me not like white boys. You know, it's like when I see, it's really messed with me. And, like, I mean, he has strangled me. He has done so many things to me. And I remember after it happened and I bit his penis, I'm not sure if that was the first time or if there was a couple times. Like, I think my brain just at some point, because it's so mind fucking, it really fucks with your mind. I'm pretty sure I blocked it out, but I do remember biting his penis at one point, and then he never made me do it again. But he, like, I was, my favorite doll was a water baby, and I remember going out in the garage one day, and it was hanging up by a noose, and water was dripping, and there was a knife through it, and then he's standing over in the corner, and he comes out, and he's like, "You see that baby doll? You're next if you tell anybody what happens when we're home alone." And I told anyway. Like, I remember telling my parents and stuff, and, like, it causing a big ruckus, and then it just gets swept under the rug. I'm a troublemaker, and then they act like I never told them, you know, and it's like, as it's coming out as an adult, you know, because I'm dealing with my life in unhealthy ways. Emotionally, I am not developed. Mentally, I'm not developed. I'm a mute. I don't, you know, the volume of my emotions were so messed up. It was like I was either a people pleaser or I was unleashing my beast. I did not have any ability to stabilize myself. I just kind of had to let my body, you know, my body hijacked everything. I had no clue what the fuck was going on. I didn't know anything about human development. I guess you could say I was like, at one point, I was what society would say is illiterate. I just learned other things. Like, I was a hustler. You know, I just tried to get so much money to get to run away from him. And I remember when I tried to report it, because he, like, stole a bunch of stuff from our house. And, I finally told an officer, you know, what was going on. And he laughed at me. He told me that was a strong accusation to have. I shouldn't lie about, because he, like, stole my game system. He stole a bunch of other stuff in the house, VCR, pretty much any valuable he could get his hands on. And he did steal some food, too. And I told him about that. The cop started laughing when I told him. I said, and he used to make me go in the bathroom and put his penis in my mouth, and he sneaks into my bedroom. You know, I'm sure, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I'm sure I just spit it all out. And he laughed, and he's like, that's strong accusations to have. You shouldn't lie on, you know, just because he stole your food and your game system. I'm sure you'll be fine without it. You know, and I'm like, that was strike one on me not taking police officers seriously. And it really just, like I said, as I went on in life, I created this persona, and she was kind of, you know, I've had my promiscuous times. You know, like I said, I've been raped for the very first time when I was 16, and taken advantage of pretty much from 16 to 18, 19, and I was assaulted again a couple years later by other people. I'm thinking I'm meeting outside this crew of men, and they all end up being in the same crew, and they all were like rapists and violent. It's like they couldn't take no as an answer. It's just a whole lot of fuckery that I would find myself in. And, like, I know it's because, like, I already had, like, a weird sense of family, because they just wanted to sweep stuff under the rug and, like, pretend it didn't happen. And, like, I'm supposed to just get over it and attend family events like it's nothing. And I'm like, fuck all of you. For real. Like, this has created permanent triggers for me. And it's to the point where I am, like, obsessed with keeping my vagina fresh. I make sure I drink a gallon of water a day. I eat a very strict, balanced diet. I do not consume sugary drinks. I really try to stay away from high sugar in general. You know, I don't put a bunch of stuff in my body, because it really can mess up your pH in your body, and, you know, your toxins come out through your pores. So if you don't have proper hygiene, you can, you know, if you're having intercourse with someone, you can mess up their body. Or if you're, you know, out here raw dogging it with everybody, and, you know, you're passing other vaginas' pH balances, and what if their pH balance isn't that good, then your pH balance is gonna be off. You know, that's why I said, like, I make sure I wash every crevice of my body. Water gets on every inch of me. You know, and, like, I do my best to take care of myself, but it's like I still find myself, like, having issues. Like, you know, I used to get BV, and it was from dirty penis, even with a condom, or it could be the condoms, I don't know. But it's like, okay, you know, like I said, besides getting assaulted, you know, I got, you know, I became very promiscuous, and, I I, did things that I'm not proud of. Like I said, I would tell people my name is Tessa, and I would I was wild. I would, put myself in risky situations because I wanted to expose predators. I was like allowing weirdos to do things to me because I wanted to expose them. And like I said, I was already in like a certain state of submission, and like I got so tired of having to fight my way out of situations, I would just kind of let them happen, and I knew I could go to the hospital, get tested. They give me the pills, the preventative pills, and I would be fine. But it's like, that's not a life. And it was like I would always feel dirty and nasty and disgusting and filthy. And nothing would ever help. I could not wash this disgusting feeling off of me from my brother. And it's like it haunts me. And it's like, I love when I find somebody, like if I like you, I'll perform oral on you. But I don't perform oral on men like that. And it's like, if you go to, touch my head or something and push me out, you're done. Let me, anyway. I'm just saying, like, it messes with you. And it's like even when you hear about it, it just makes you angry about the justice system. And how their justice system just it's like they get a slap on the wrist. Why is there a sex registry at all? Someone who's locked away for the rest of their life or get euthanized, they don't reoffend. That's how it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to be out here getting rehabilitated. It seems like they get housing quicker than we do. I don't know, it's just be some weird stuff. Like, if you look up the statistics on how many actually get, like, a plea deal, it's like I wish my brother could spend the rest of his life in prison for his crimes against humanity. He's such a violent person. And an awful human being. I'm sure he hasn't changed. This set me off. And I know if his wife watches this, so we got I got in trouble, and I had to go. My mom was my ride because my car got totaled, and I was trying to get my life back together because I had a very large awakening moment, and I got in trouble with the law. I was out on bond, and I was going to an interview that was out by my brother's house, but I was hoping my mom could pick me up from the interview. And she's like, "Oh, why don't you just go to your brother's house?" And I really didn't want to go because I really don't even like being around him. But I felt like I had to be because, my grandma was alive, and I tried to, like, forget things and, like, move on from it. I thought forgiveness meant you had to just be okay with it. Like I said, I was expected to by my family, and it's like, how dare I go against my family? It just didn't feel right. Nothing felt right. I rebelled like a motherfucker. I probably still got a chip on my shoulder about it. Because it's like, I know I told you guys, and you guys just act like I never said a word. You were totally clueless. It's like, okay, bullshit. You just didn't want to accept the fact that your oldest son was a fucking pedophile. I mean, yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow, but if one of my kids was a pedophile, please believe my son or child would be locked the fuck away. Far the fuck away from any other child. I would not be torn between my children. And it's wild to me. Like I said, it's to this day, I still struggle with, like, I feel dirty. Like, if I, sometimes I feel like I smell down there. Because I play with myself. I'm very sexual. Like, I like playing with myself. I like using a toy. And I just make videos about myself. And I just watch myself. I love, to get in tune with my body. And just be in tune with myself. And it feels great. Like, I just wake up every day happy. I don't wake up dreading the day anymore. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to die because I couldn't get these images of my brother out of my mind. They don't flash through as much now. And even when they do, when the memory, all I remember is, like, I remember it, but, like, my brain is, like, blocking out the images now. And I just, like, the images, the flashes don't. But I do have, resentment towards him, and I do not know. And so anyway, so we got in trouble. I went, oh my bad, see, I got sidetracked. I was supposed to go, my mom's like, hey, go over to your brother's house. I was like, really didn't want to. I was out on pond, and he's a drunk, and so I ended up going over there, and as soon as I went over there, I noticed the dude that he does coke with and drinks with is over there, and they're all fucked up. They've been doing shit all night, and I immediately wanted to leave because I knew something was gonna go left. And I'm trying to order myself an Uber, and next thing I know, a fight breaks out, and I just felt like the cops were on their way. So I was trying to leave, and the cops show up. And they all pull us out. And, like, waiting on a warrant to search his place. And he just tells them he's got the weed, where the weed is, because they could smell it. And that because him and his friends started fighting. So somebody called the police. And it's like, that's like the dumbest thing ever in life. So I'm sitting there. They got us in cuffs, and this officer pulls a gun on my face because this friend was there, and they didn't tell him he was there. They found him in the apartment, and the officer, like, pulls a gun on my face, and I told him next time he needs to use it. Don't pull your gun on people if you don't have any intention on using it. Like, you shouldn't be that trigger happy. And so I ended up getting a ticket. What was the point of that story? Oh, CPS. So CPS gets involved because she was his girlfriend at the time, had her baby there while they were smoking. So we all get a CPS case open on us. Mine closed pretty relatively soon, even though they tried to be stupid about it because of my past, my history, but ended up closing up. But the chick got her kids taken, and my brother's girlfriend at the time, now wife, and she let it slip that there was an allegation that her daughter said he sneaks into her room at night. And I immediately got hyped because he used to do that stuff to me when I was a little girl. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched. She's telling the truth. So I was trying to, but she told everybody he couldn't be around the kids because of the cocaine, which, is believable, but she let that slip that her daughter made the accusation, and then they just brush it up to her daughter's father created the story. And then she ended up marrying him. I was expected to attend the wedding. No, sorry, not doing it. This is just weird. That was swept under the rug. I'm supposed to mind my business and this and that. It's weird. It's a weird house. with weird rules. That chick, she is a bully. And like I said, if my child came to me and told me that accusations is not something I'm making up, and she'll probably deny it, I'm sure. She knows what the fuck I'm talking about if she gets on my YouTube channel. Yeah. I don't hold grudges, but if I feel like people aren't changing, and if you want to be spoken highly of, real talk, then stop. You don't be a piece of shit. And it's like, my father really talks about my brother all the time. Like, he, is like, yeah, I've caught him trying to burn you with cigarettes as a baby. Is that not a clue? He started being mean to the dog when we were younger because he was mad that she liked me the most because I'm nice to her. He tried to set her and her puppies on fire in the garage. Just weird stuff, like clear signs of a fucking psychopath. And he is. Like I said, I was expected to just sweep it up, and I did. I thought I did. But there was just something inside of me that was altered and messed up, and I didn't understand these urges I was having. But now I can, rein them in with all the work I've done on the inside, and recognizing and becoming aware of the parts of me that want to protect me so I can put them to rest. And like I said, do not care what anyone with a limited perspective thinks of me. If I was crazy and I was insane and I was delusional, I wouldn't be aware of anything. I would just be out here minding my own business, doing God knows what. Being pushed to share this, so I am. But like I said, it's very, 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 very important for you to be aware of what you're doing and how you're treating other people, because you do not know what they've already experienced. And it's like, why add to the hurt? Don't add to the hurt. Just be genuine and be transparent. And, anyway, back to mind-altering, triggering events. Like, they just mess with you. And, like, sometimes I feel like my vagina smells, so I was going to the doctor a lot. And finally, the doctor sat me down, and she said, have you been sexually assaulted? And I was like, and I kind of broke down. I was like, yeah, multiple times. And I didn't realize until my later 20s, 30s, what a rape really was. So I've really been in some messed up situations. And I'm, my daughter is a product of a brutal assault. So it is like a lot of things that I had to fight through with her. Becoming a mom and choosing to give birth to an innocent baby. And I just allowed people to think whatever they wanted about me. Oh, she's a whore. Oh, she doesn't know who the father is. Oh, another single mom. I really do just let most of the people think what they want to think, because why waste my time explaining myself if you can't see it for yourself? And it's kind of ridiculous how society does treat trauma victims. And, you know, it's just, like I said, it's just rough. Like, to this day, like she said, it was a trauma response. Because it's like, you know, certain smells are, I was like, they're sometimes I smell them. And I think I smell them on me. And it drives me crazy. And I have to know if I'm okay. And I've been burned. You know, one time, like I said, this is what made me be as cautious as I am now. And as, you know, I was reckless. I was kind of raw dogging it too. I was messing around, you know what I'm saying? Praying, being stupid. And then I ended up getting chlamydia, gonorrhea, and trick. And that was it for me. I cut it off. I just started playing with myself and really, you know, learning to love my body. And then, yeah, like I said, you just don't know what's going to be created and what's a trauma response. And just know there's so many parts of you that want to protect you. So yeah, you may create personas or different personalities. But once you become aware of them and you become aware of the wounded parts of you that create different things, and, you know, your protectors, the ones that want to make you, you know, reclusive and walk away and turn your back on things and such. Like, it really messes with you. And, like, it still to this day kind of messes with me. Like, just sometimes there's days that I just feel so disgusting and not worth anything, because of what my oldest brother tried to do to me. He tried to break me. He tried to create such a, I mean, like I said, it's altered me. But I've cleansed myself from the situation so many times that it's almost like it didn't happen, but the memory's still there. And it's like, when I'm around men now, there's certain feelings that aren't there anymore, like emotionally. I don't feel like I need to hide myself. And I don't know. I probably should end it there. It's 33 minutes. Hopefully it's not too make sense and it's helpful to some. But it's like crazy. Like, how dare you do that to somebody? And it's not funny, but it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you think that that's okay, and then you just walk around life like you aren't a pedophile? It's weird. And like his wife, hold on, I gotta tell you this one last thing before I go. His wife, she's so fucked up in the head. This is how fucked up in the head his wife is. This is why they belong together. He's got 2 older boys with his ex-wife. And she joked one time that, she's like, when are you gonna tell everybody that my nephew, she's like, his name, she said his name is you're and your brother's son. What? He has a whole mom, like, and are you fucking serious right now? Like, do you know what he is and you just don't care? Because what kind of person makes that kind of joke? Are you trying to be funny about my childhood? Like, this the kind of jab she would make, and she would make it when it was just me around, or, you know, she would just say these weird things, and like, when are you gonna tell us you and Nick are a thing? I think you and Nick would make a cute, look at you guys just so cute together. And I'd be like, that's why I stopped trying to go around. Because like my mom, she would just expect me to do things, and I did want to be around my nieces and nephews. You know, I wanted to check on them because I still feel like they're being abused in some way. And it's just a lot of weird stuff, like I said. And I'm not going to be one that just sits back and does nothing, says nothing. I'm letting it all unleash and hang out. If you don't like it, like I said, this channel is not for you. Because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. And like I said, in spite of all of the things that I've shared so far, I'm still the shit. I'm sexy. I'm beautiful. I'm worthy. I'm untouched. There is a few things that I was going to leave out. But I do feel like I do want to leave you with this. Don't let anybody touch you that's not choosing you. And if you create a situation in your life, you can't pray your way out of it. Feel your feelings. Don't ignore them, because they will. Remember, what you suppress will come out in unhealthy ways, which is exactly why I created personas and alter egos. And like I said, those have got to go to rest. They try to feed every once in a while, like the urges. You know, like they want me to make a page. You know, like I used to make a page and like, you know, get a rush out of talking to different men. And some meeting up with them, like I said, and some ended up in weird situations. Some are supposed to be a business arrangement, and it turned weird. You know, just different things. Like I said, it's a lot. And I've like learned to not be ashamed of what comes up and comes to the surface. Talk to it. Talk to yourself. Thank it for protecting you. You know, figure out what it's trying to tell you so you can unpack it and put it to rest. Observe, describe, process, believe in yourself through it all. Move with purpose. And with that, I think I'm going to end it there. Until next time.